Welcome everyone. This is Rebecca Jane Warrington. Thank you for coming to this second mindfulness session. This is day 2. If you've missed the others, we have recordings of the talk and we have the recordings of the first session. I will do a little bit of a summary in a moment. So this week this is the second session. It's being recorded as all the others have been. And this is going to be, we're going to be focusing on the whole idea of loving kindness to yourself. Because this whole month has been about, self-kindness, self-compassion. And it's such an important part. I can't say it. I speak with passion about it because I know for myself that it took me a long time to realize how unkind I was to myself. It took me probably only the last 10 years it really hit me that this little voice, or this very loud voice, this self-critical voice, really had a huge impact on decisions I made, choices I've made, my self-esteem, my self-worth, and reminding you that these voices that we have in our heads, their thoughts, are very much, we all engage in it. So that actually helped me to feel like, okay, I'm not so alone. Because when you're in the middle of something, a big event in your life or a crisis, you often feel like, oh, it's just me suffering. I'm the only one. But But actually, oh, I froze. Am I okay? Yeah, okay. Actually, we're all in this together. And we forget that. There's this common humanity. We're all kind of dealing with very similar critical thinking because we're all from the same ancestors. Every one of us. I don't care where you were born, what color your skin is, what culture, what religion you are. It doesn't matter because we're all the same. Okay? So that's important to understand that you're not alone. So this session is about how to feed that positive wolf, how to look at the negative wolf that is very negative and condescending and mean and unkind, and how to not necessarily push it away, because it's not going to go away very quickly. We can't really just push it away and then get on with our lives. What do we do differently so that we feel more loving kindness? And one of the main things is that we feed that negative wolf different food. So this came about when I was writing a second piece for Medium, is how do I deal with this wolf that's so massive and so superior to the other wolf, which is, meek and timid. Well, feed it love, feed it kindness, say, you know what, I really appreciate you being there and trying to keep me safe. But you know what, right now, I'll let you be there, but, I'm going to feed you this, some kindness rather than anger and frustration and lashing out at yourself or other people. So this session is about feeding that wolf that we don't like very much, we want to get rid of, but feeding it some positive, loving, kind words. And what we're doing, we're actually filling ourselves up with, I'm enough, I'm okay, I'm just perfect the way I am, all the things that we say we're not, that we are. And so that's what we'll be doing in this session. And what's beautiful about this session is that it's something that you can bring all this, you can do this all, once you're aware. So the whole idea of the self-awareness, if we go back a few weeks, I had mentioned we need to be self-aware. If we're not aware of these negative negative chatter in our heads, or those emotions that are really eating you up, you're not going to do anything about it, because you're kind of going through life just accepting that this is how it is, or you don't even notice it. You're unconscious. So awareness, we're going to be through this meditation today. There's going to be several layers to it. We're going to observe the thoughts like we did last week. We're going to learn how to kind of look at our thoughts and our emotions with this neutrality. So we're this witness. We're watching it from a distance, watching it from the cafe as we're having a cup of coffee or tea, or we're watching it on a movie screen as we're sitting back in our chair. And we're going to just take it and watch it, and not feed it, get away, or just, I don't want to have anything to do with you. It's feeding it, letting it be there, attending to it, but not getting involved, embroiled in it. And what helps me to understand how that works is, think about a toddler. We've all been around a toddler, whether you've had one or you have friends who have one or whatever. They act like our negative thoughts. They have these tantrums. Now, you can get engaged with them and grab them and struggle with them, but they're going to continue having that tantrum. You can ignore them, walk away, pretend they're not doing it, they're not having a tantrum. They get more and more frustrated. But when you're sitting with a toddler and you're calm and relaxed, and you're kind of sitting there and attending to them, letting them have their little tantrum, eventually it dissipates. And that's the same with our thinking. It dissipates, it kind of loses its fuel, loses its oomph, power over us. So we then at that point, we can start to feed it that wolf, that food that is kind and loving and compassionate. So that's what it's all about. What we're going to do is, I'm going to take you through, like I said, a multi-layered meditation. It's not going to be just one long meditation. The first part of it is going to be breathing. I'm going to teach you a breathing technique. So we start with the first layer of calming the nervous system, and also giving yourself this moment to become more mindful. And that's what breathing does, is it brings you right into the moment of mindfulness. And then by doing that, we can then start to explore that breath as our anchor. This is what keeps us solid. This is what grounds us. This is always available to us. And then the second layer is similar to what we did last week, a shorter version of watching the thoughts from a distance, observing them, attending to them just like that toddler, calmly. And then we're going to do a loving kindness at the end. And it's the most beautiful meditation. And this loving kindness meditation is something that is it's very, very old, very ancient. It's a 1,000-year-old meditation that has been brought forward and modernized. But it's called metta in Pali, I think. But it's metta. That's another word for it, and there's a Sanskrit word for it as well. So let's take a pause here, and let's find that comfortable seat, whether you're sitting on a chair. I happen to be just sitting on a cushion. It's not necessary to sit on a cushion. And we're going to, but make sure both feet are planted down, so you're not, you don't have your legs crossed. And you can always choose to do this lying down, but the problem with lying down is you can fall asleep. But it's always an option if that feels better for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit up as tall as what's comfortable for us without becoming tense. And I want you to bring your shoulders to your ears and then just roll them back and down. And what that does is that immediately lets your shoulders relax, takes the weight off the shoulders, the tension that we carry. And we're going to start to just connect with the breath. Place a hand or both hands on your tummies. And let's just do simple belly breaths to start. So you're inhaling and you're expanding your tummy. And it's like like a balloon. And then exhale, the tummy pulls in. And so the inhaling is expansion of your tummy, and then as you exhale, pull it in. And let's do that a few more times. Let the eyes close here. You don't need to watch me for any of this, actually. You can start to close your eyes if you'd like and just be here and listen to my voice. So it's sending, just by breathing now, you're sending love and kindness to the rest of your body. You're bringing more oxygen in. This is a diaphragmatic breath, so it's helping the heart beat because there's a little tendon attached to the diaphragm and the heart, believe it or not. So every time you breathe deeply, it assists the heart. Interesting, huh? Something just a little bit of knowledge to have. Now what I want us to do is we're going to do a breathing exercise where you breathe in. I'm going to count to the count of 4. And you breathe up as if you're walking up a ladder up towards your collarbone. And then you're going to exhale as if you're sliding down the ladder, not walking down, but sliding down. It's a full exhalation through the mouth, inhale through the nose. We're going to do 4 sets of these. So first, let's just exhale completely, empty out the lungs. As you imagine yourself at the bottom of the ladder, and then you're going to take an inhale through the nose, and I'll count 2, 3, 4. And then there's a pause at the top, and then you're going to exhale, slide down the ladder. Exhale completely, emptying out your lungs. Let's take another inhale. 2, 3, 4. If you need a little extra, suck up a little extra air. Hold just for a moment, and then exhale, slide down the ladder. Let's take another deep breath in. All the way up to the top, as high as you can get. And if you get stuck, which is not unusual, then just suck up a little air and then exhale, float all the way down. Now let's come back to the breath, but even belly breaths. Inhaling, tummy expands, exhaling, pull it in. Let's do 4 more of these, and we're going to continue to watch the breath as we move into the next level, or the next stage, is our meditation. We're going to become more aware, or we're going to become aware of our thoughts. But using the breath as our anchor that we keep coming back to. Just like with the toddler, it's the mother or the father or whoever the caretaker is. That's the anchor that you keep coming back to. So let's continue to breathe. You hands can, if you wish, you can place your hands back on your thighs. Watching the breath with complete awareness. Notice where now the breath is. Observing the rise and fall. Where do you feel it in your body? Fueling the positive wolf. And then take a moment and let your mind begin to wander a little bit. Go off. And allow yourself to actually watch your thoughts. You might find it's difficult when asked to do so. And whenever there is a thought, I want you to give it that loving attention, attending to it, but from a distance. So you're calm and relaxed, and you're letting the thought be there, just like the toddler. But you're giving it your full attention, but you're not engaging with it. There's a distance between you and the thought, no matter what the thought is, even if it's a positive thought. And you can use the visualization of a cloud or clouds. Your thoughts are clouds. And you're looking up at the sky and you see the clouds float by, and they come and they go and they change shape. But you're not hanging on to the cloud. You're not gripping on. You're far enough away that you can see them. But that's all you're doing, is you're just watching. And why it's so calming is that you don't have to engage with them. They don't need you to engage. And that's what happens to our thoughts. So just take another few moments to observe from a distance. See what comes up for you. And whatever that thought is, even if it's a thought that is, I'm not thinking, that's a thought, or a feeling, you have an emotion that is quite prominent, do the same. Watch it from a distance. With that care and kindness. But no need to get embroiled in it. No need to partake in the tantrum, or even whatever the thought and feeling might be. And what that does is that gives you this sense of calm and peace. Because once we embroil ourselves in anything, our nervous system gets caught up in it. And we want to solve the problem. We want to make it go away. But you know what? When you're embroiled in something, when something's upsetting you, that's not the time to solve the problem. It's the time to step back and watch for a moment until everything calms down. So let the breath keep coming, and noticing the breath. You have a thought, you watch it, you kind of let it float away, and then come back to your breath, which is steadfast, is always there. It will be there until your last breath. You can always rely on the breath. And notice how your body feels now. Let's take a moment and actually observe our bodies. Where you might be experiencing tension, emotions and thoughts are energy. So we store the energy, those energies, in our bodies. And they manifest as tension, soreness, tightness. So as soon as we breathe consciously, and we take some deep breaths in and out, and we relax those areas, especially the shoulders and the neck, the face, we start to feel, this relief. Because you're able to actually relax those areas that are holding those emotions and those thoughts. So spend a few moments and scan your body and begin to see and observe from a distance those areas of tension that you're carrying in your body. And once you observe them, all you need to do is kind of take a deep breath in and say the word relax. and let that tension go. And let's take another few minutes just to relax the body. So the wolf, the negative wolf, carries. It's not only a thought, it's not only an emotion, but it also manifests in your body on a physical level. So we end up with back problems or tummy problems or heart problems, all these things, because the tension wraps around and wraps around our organs, wraps around our muscles and our skeleton. So once you let the wolf, you starve the wolf by attending to it and not getting embroiled in it, and sending it love and kindness, the tension begins to dissipate as well. And now we're going to just we're moving now into the third part of the meditation, which is loving kindness. So coming back to the breath, just watching the breath. And coming back to the awareness of the body as well. And feeling your body as it is right now. Noticing what's here. Present moment. So in this next practice, loving kindness, we'll be cultivating loving kindness. And we all have it within us, this natural capacity for loving kindness. Or friendship that is unconditional and open, gentle and supportive. Loving kindness is a natural opening of compassion, of the compassionate heart, to ourselves and to others. It's a wish that everyone be happy. But we always begin with developing loving kindness towards ourselves, allowing our words, our hearts to open with tenderness. Now allow yourself to remember and open up to your basic goodness. You might remember times you have been kind or generous. You might recall your natural desire to be happy and not to suffer. If acknowledging your own goodness is difficult, look at yourself through the eyes of someone who loves you. What does that person love about you? Or you may recall the unconditional love you felt from a beloved pet. And notice how you experience this love. How does it feel in your body? You might feel some warmth or heat in the face, a smile, a sense of expansiveness. This is loving kindness. It's a natural feeling that is accessible to all of us. So for the next few moments, I will be offering you as guidance some phrases that are chosen to be used in this practice. And you can choose ones that resonate with you. Or just follow me. So what I'll do is I'll repeat these 6 phrases, and you can repeat silently to yourself or out loud. And you can, if you would like, and you're in you feel comfortable enough, you can place a hand on your heart. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be held in loving kindness. May I feel connected and calm. May I accept myself just as I am. May I be happy. May I know the natural joy of being alive. And we're going to repeat that another time. These words of friendship and kindness to yourself once again. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be held in loving kindness. And may I feel connected and calm. May I accept myself just as I am. May I be happy. And may I know the natural joy of being alive. And just take these last few moments to allow those words to absorb into your heart. Your heart responds to those loving, kind words, even if you struggle with saying them. Even if you find it difficult saying them. But your heart loves and desires those words, so that loving, kind wolf can start to resurface, because it wasn't always a tiny wolf, a timid wolf. It became that way over time. So physically, you start to feel warmth. And there's a natural, it's a natural essence in all of us, is this love that we feel towards others, to our pets, to plants, to so many things. We feel that. When we see a baby, smile. When we see a cute, beautiful animal, our heart feels that love. Just turn it to yourself, that same love. It's just because we've all been caught in this negative way of thinking for survival reasons, instinct. Turn it around. Feed that love towards yourself. So as we complete this final session, and this 3 weeks of this amazing talk, I've been very, very privileged to be able to do this with you. I do thank you so much. It really is a privilege. Thank you so much. Namaste, everyone.